I've created 2 Wonderkids in FM24, and the goal of today's video is they are going to race to the Ballon d'Or. They have both got max potential. They both start out at exactly the same team. Who will get there first? Let's wait and see. And here we go then, ladies and gentlemen. We are back with another Wonderkid video, and they, of course, are going for a race to the Ballon d'Or. Who will win? Will any of them win? Who will have the better career? Well, of course, we will find that out in due course. We've started them out at MVV Maastricht because they start with 2 strikers with their current manager and current formation. That is in the second tier of Holland. They are currently 90 current ability, 200 potential ability. They are 15 years young. And I've gone down the Dutch names in the player search, and these 2 names have spoken to me. And do you know what? It was so difficult to narrow it down to these 2. The regen names in Football Manager are phenomenal, and I keep putting this request out in videos, but please do, on X/Twitter, DM me or tag me in screen grabs of your players, whether they're just great names, whether they're great players, or whatever, because I want to make a video detailing some of the best and worst regen names. Let's start off with Jayhuahua. There we go. Of course, mid-journeyed out of his mind. No expense spared for you lot. There he is. Jayhuahua at MVV Maastricht, and that is his breakdown of attributes. His mate, Ronaldo Slagveer. I mean, when you're going to choose a regen, I defy anyone to scroll past Ronaldo Slagveer and not put them in the shortlist. I've never put a regen name in the shortlist so fast in my life. Ronaldo Slagveer, what a name. And just to go through, I just searched, this is my search, this is my parameters, 14 to 15, and he's Dutch, unattached as well. There you go, those are the 3 parameters. And you've got Kostas Vlachos. I mean, yeah, Joachim. I mean, I decided against this guy for monetary purposes. Davidson Tromp, Joel Wassenaar. I mean, again, Christoph Kriekels. Is this a joke? The Dutch regen names are amazing. Robert Jan Schijvenaars, Justice Coffee, Rowanley Benita, Francis Twumasi, Papito Rajkumar, Bernardo de Piedade, Werner Oostwood, Richard Lee, Mies Scharenberg. I mean, I could keep going. I could literally keep going. It was unbelievable. It took ages to decide on these 2. But of course, I say ages to decide on these 2. Ronaldo Slagveer got himself in there straight away. And you know what? Jermaine Winkler can count himself lucky that he's got himself in there, because there was quite a lot of names that pushed him very close. But in the end, I just had to make a decision because I was just pissing about, wasting so much time on a detail that I felt didn't really matter. And I've got to include some of those names in the start of this video anyway. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Right. What a long intro that was. If you're still here, thank you very much. If you're still here, you've probably been here before. You're probably not new. If you're new, it never gets any more concise, any less waffly, or any more cohesive. Without further ado, let's go through to the end of the first season and how they did for MVV Maastricht. Because if we look at the season preview, if I can click it, they're meant to be finishing down here in 15th. Now, of course, the 4 bottom teams can't get promoted because they are the feeder clubs for big teams in the top league. So MVV Maastricht are basically equal with Telstar and Topos. So are they going to do anything good? Well, their forwards actually at the minute are not the best in the league. You've got Henk Veerman, who is 116 current ability. So how much will they improve with just 8 training facilities and game time? Well, hopefully they both play very much. Hopefully they both play a lot. As I say, 90 current ability. If we go to... Oh, Jermaine Winkler's in the under-18s. Bloody hell. Ronaldo Slagveer's not. Okay, so there's a lot of players that are better, and even Sven Bracken. Okay, so they don't even play that much this first season. Okay, well, anyway, let's go to 2024. Okay, so then, straight off the bat, Ronaldo Slagveer has improved considerably more than his mate, Jermaine Winkler. Now, Jermaine Winkler is wanted on a free. Why is he available on a free? His contract's expiring in 3 years' time. He's 16. Is it because it's a youth contract? I'm not too sure. 23 games, 12 goals. 14 of those were off the bench as well, those appearances. So he's done very well in that first season. He's moved up to 106 current ability. Sorry, an aside, their attribute breakdown and their personality type was identical to begin with. As you can see here, I tried to give them a good personality type because I want them to get to the potential and I want them to duke it out for Ballon d'Ors, making a new generation Messi-Ronaldo sort of rivalry. You know, will it happen? Who knows? But Ronaldo Slagveer, well, he scored 17 in 41 last season. 29 games started, 12 off the bench, 17 goals. So he played a lot more than Jermaine, and he's improved a lot more as well. So if we go and have a quick look at his attribute breakdown, his personality type looks the same, but if we look at his attributes, as a proper look, we'll have a look at the comparison where you can see Ronaldo is so much better in nearly every aspect. He's not worse in any aspect either. If we go down to the actual attributes, there you go. You can see there is no attribute that Jermaine Winkler is better. So there you go. I don't know why he's worth nothing. But hey, it is what it is. They finished in 8th. Yeah. So they did a lot better than we expected, or the media predicted, but they didn't do great, did they? I thought they might have gone up. But if they keep hold of them this season, I think if we look at the season preview, oh, Vermont's still there. And if we look at the actual squad, if you look at the squad of Maastricht, you can see the 2 best players are Winkler and Slagveer. So hopefully, if they're still playing 2 up top, which they are, hopefully they will play them both side by side and buy them to promotion. Let's go to 2025. Okay, right. So we're another season on. Okay, so Ronaldo's joining Spurs and Jermaine is joining Newcastle. Okay, so they're both going to go to the Premier League. And as you can see, Jermaine is at 126, Ronaldo's at 127. So Jermaine's caught up brilliantly. Well, let's have a quick look then how he did. 14 and 34, all of those starts as well, which is fantastic. Ronaldo, on the other hand, 19 and 37, again, all of those starts. So if we do a comparison between the two, well, Ronaldo is still better, isn't he? Much better mentally, defending, and in an attacking sense. But if we look at the attributes, there are a couple of attributes that Jermaine does edge him on. It just doesn't translate to the polygon. But look at the determination of Ronaldo. He's had an absolute storming boost there. He's at 19. So he's had one of those moments where, out of nowhere, he goes, so-and-so is more determined than before. And it's just shot up. We've all had it where it shoots up. We've all had it where it shoots down. So Ronaldo's had an absolute stormer early doors there. And realistically, that could be the difference. 19 determination could be the kicker. Spurs and Newcastle as well. Will they stay at those clubs or will they move on? Or will they help them and elevate them to be the elite of the Premier League? That'd be nice, wouldn't it? It would be nice. Of course, they are both Dutch as well. I decided to make them both Dutch because I wanted them to compete as well internationally in their respective team. Because if you look at the Dutch squad and the tactics, there's only one that plays up front. So they need to duke it out and they need to see who can actually play the minutes and get the goals. So we're off to the Premier League then. So let's go to 2026. Okay, so this is brilliant. So not only have they both gone to their respective clubs, Jermaine Winkler has gone to, he went to Newcastle, yeah, and he's now on loan at Watford, and Ronaldo Slagveer went to Tottenham. Again, both for about £1.5 million, which I think is quite interesting. Anyway, so we have 2 teams that were in the Championship. We never even checked how Maastricht did in that second season. Let's have a look. 10th. Oh, it's rubbish. Okay. Right, so let's go and look at the Championship. So, where have they gone? Watford and Coventry. Well, Coventry finished 4th, and Ronaldo Slagveer was joint top goal scorer with Ryan May and George Hurst, all on 18 goals, scoring 18 in 35 starts, 41 games overall. Unfortunately for Watford, Jermaine Winkler, who is the key player, he scored 14 in 37. Which wasn't good enough, was it really? It wasn't good enough. Now, it is interesting, they've both improved, again, at the same rate. They've both improved, is he by about 20 attribute points here? Ronaldo is still 1 attribute point better off, and if we do a direct comparison, maybe the polygons might be slightly different. Did you know what? They're not. The polygon for Ronaldo is so much better than Jermaine. You wouldn't realise that they've got 1 attribute point between them. Jermaine, though, is trying to be retrained as a right midfielder. This could be a problem. In terms of attributes, yeah, Ronaldo's got a lot more going for him. And he's actually got 2 caps for the Netherlands. Jermaine, no caps at all. So, yeah, there you go. Are they going to be good enough to stay at their new clubs, or will they go out on loan again? Well, let's go and find that out, shall we? 2027. Okay, so they've both actually gone on loan again. This time to Leicester and Fulham. I think, yeah, it is a loan yet again. So here we go, 19 years old now, and Ronaldo Slagveer's got 3 and 5 for the Netherlands, and he scored 16 and 35 for Leicester this season. He's at 166. He's pulled away from Jermaine, who's at 158. He's gone on loan to Fulham, and he scored 11 and 26, so he had a much worse season in the Premier League. So Leicester finished 10th. Fulham actually finished 9th, which I think is very interesting. Victor Osimhen's at Chelsea, as you can see there. If we look at the goal scorers charts, well, Jermaine's down here in equal 11th. But Ronaldo's equal 2nd on 16 with Alexander Isak and Victor Osimhen. So there you go. So they've had a very, very good season again. And again, 8 attribute points in between them. So if we do a comparison between the two, I mean, Ronaldo's polygon was always looking better, and it's looking even more dominant now. Again, that determination is just so crucial. And I feel like this season is going to be their breakout season for their new teams. Newcastle and Tottenham have got two fantastic forwards on the hands. Let's have a look at Newcastle. So 158, Jurgen Klopp's in charge. The 158, Jermaine Winkler's there. Who's better then? He's actually better than Alexander Isak. Can you believe that? Alexander Isak's only 157. Okay, so we've got Jamal Winkler. I mean, Simone Profundi and Anthony Gordon are better who can play up front, but I'm thinking Winkler's probably going to play up top. Maybe displace Isak. Certainly within about 3 months of the season, he's going to be much better. He'd be 3 or 4 attribute points better off, so he's definitely going to start playing. Ronaldo at Spurs, well, 166. So he's not the best player in the squad, but he will be the best striker. Schlederup, who plays on the left, is a 160, so 6 worse off. But Heung-min Son, who's actually getting on a bit, has been playing up front at 154. Who else can play up front? They haven't really got anyone. They haven't really. I mean, Will Lancashire down here at 129 out of 163, surplus to requirements. He's probably going to be out the door. They're desperately needing Ronaldo, and he's going to come in and do a job for them. So let's go and see how he gets on for 2028. Right, so they're both still there at their clubs. Look at that, 183 and 171. So they are really moving through the gears. 4 and 14 for Ronaldo internationally, which I think is a bit rubbish. And Jermaine, 6 and 8. Wow. Okay, so prolific. Absolutely prolific. He got 9 in 31 for Newcastle this season. Only 1 appearance from the bench as well. Jurgen's still in a job. Jurgen is still in a job. How did Ronaldo do? He got 12 in 31. God, do you know what? I'm really disappointed at the pair of them. Very disappointed at the pair of them. 9 in 14 continentally, though, for Ronaldo. Did Newcastle have any European football? They did. Champions League, 5 in 8. 9. Okay. The Premier League then. So Newcastle finished 4th, Tottenham down in 8th. Can you believe that? Victor Gyökeres is at Liverpool, and Evan Ferguson at Manchester United taking up the top 2 spots for the top goal scorer charts. Man City have won the league every single season. Well, I'm hoping one of our players can not go to City, but help dislodge Man City from the top with our teams. That will be a great insight into how well they do. Well, we're 5 years in. I can't see them having done anything yet, but we will go and have a look at the Golden Ball. We'll go and have a look who's won the Golden Ball for the first 5 years. Well, it's been Bukayo Saka, Kylian Mbappe, Jude Bellingham, and Kylian Mbappe. So only 4 have been announced, of course, because it happens later on in the calendar year, maybe towards Christmas. And yeah, so 3 Real Madrids and then an Arsenal. Okay, right. So nothing's happened there. Has anyone won the NXGN? Ronaldo Slagveer won the NXGN, and Jermaine Winkler was second. Well, that's impressive, isn't it? A top 2 for our fellas. Fair enough. Does that count towards anything? I mean, Ronaldo's been better all the way through, hasn't he? But winning the NXGN award just ahead of his buddy, he had a better season for Leicester, didn't he? So I can understand why. Again, he's 12 attribute points better off, so I'm expecting Ronaldo to do much more big things. We'll compare the two again. There's the polygon. And you wouldn't think that Jermaine Winkler was so good based on this polygon compared to Ronaldo, would you? You wouldn't think he was only 12 attribute points in it, 171 to 183. But that's what it is. I'm almost certain that some of these attribute points that Jermaine's got has been wasted by this attacking midfield. Right, should we check that? Right, so his current ability is recommended at 170. Let's just go in and remove that position. Put that down to 1. Oh, he's not changed it at all. It's not changed it at all. So, okay, so shut me up. There you go then. But Newcastle did better than Spurs. Newcastle have got Champions League football, whereas Spurs have actually only got Conference League football. Liverpool have just won the Europa League, beating Aston Villa. Nice just won the Conference League. Who won the Champions League then? Barcelona. Real Madrid have won it every other season, so it's been a bit dominant for Real Madrid. Again, we're hoping our players can facilitate a change. So, 2029, incoming. Okay, so they're still there. And so Ronaldo's on international duty with the Netherlands. Jermaine is injured. He's been injured since April, so he's not gone to whatever international tournament this is. What's happening here? Oh, it's not. Sorry, it's just World Cup qualifiers. My apologies. So there we go then. Let's have a look then. 193 to 183. So Ronaldo is still ahead. Jermaine has closed the gap somewhat. So let's have a quick look at his. Why has that happened? Why has he gone back to a regen face? Oh, there we go. I've actually had to reload the skin. I'm not sure exactly what was going on there, but there we go. His face is back. But that was weird, wasn't it? That the regen face had snuck back in. So there we go. Nice little aside there. I'll leave all that in because give you guys a peek behind the curtain as to the glitchiness of Football Manager. Right, so he's on £300,000 a week as well. 10 in 25 for Ronaldo. He is unworldly as a player. And his most recent season, he got 23 league goals in 29 games, 29 in 38 in all competitions, 5 in 7 continentally. And we know Spurs are in the Conference League, so I would like to think that Spurs probably won that Conference League. Well, we'll go and find that out in due course. We'll have a quick look at Jermaine, though. He's at Newcastle, 10 in 17. He's on £160,000 a week. He's got a little injury at the moment, 11 in 28. So, in terms of goal scoring, he's really not hit the ground running, has he, at Newcastle? Despite the fact Newcastle did finish much higher than Spurs. So, Ronaldo slagged there. Well, look at that. Jermaine is better aerially, finally. But Ronaldo is much better everywhere else. In terms of attributes, again, it's just unbelievable, isn't it? Still got 19 determination. Still much higher in terms of his crunchability by 10. They'll both be at 200 relatively soon, though. So it's interesting. Ronaldo's wanted by Liverpool as well. So will he move? I'm not too sure. Jermaine's got grown an inch. He's at 6'1". And in terms of the Premier League then, how did both teams fare? Well, Liverpool won the league. Oh my God. Oh my God. Tottenham came second, right? Ronaldo was top goal scorer. Brentford scored. Brentford grabbed a draw on the final day and Tottenham lost the league by a point. Where are Liverpool? Oh my God, yeah, Liverpool won. Josh Zirkzee, who moved to Liverpool from United for £33.5 million after being on loan at Juve and Atletico Madrid. No, he just went to Atletico Madrid. He's on loan from Liverpool. He's on loan to Liverpool from Atletico Madrid, sorry. Optional future fee of £66 million. Are they going to keep him? He's played 17 times, 13 off the bench. I will say almost certainly not, even though he did score in the 6th minute in the final game of the season. Right, he's just won the league with Liverpool as Josh Zirkzee. I think that's quite hilarious. Where are Newcastle? 8th. Right, who's in charge? Marcelino's in charge of Spurs. Jurgen Klopp was in charge of Newcastle. He is no longer the manager. Oh, he got sacked. He got sacked. Ooh, Jurgen. How awkward's that? How awkward is that? He lost the confidence of the dressing room. And Mikel Arteta came in 9 days ago. Okay, so they replaced a great manager with a great manager. That is what it is. I will say, though, top goal scorer for Ronaldo, a considerably better season than Jermaine. We're not going to check in on the Ballon d'Ors yet. We're going to come back in maybe like another 5 years, maybe 2033. So we're going to go to 2030. I think Ronaldo's going to be at 200. Jermaine's probably not going to be far away either. So here we go, we're back again. So Ronaldo is at 199, Jermaine at 193. So it's basically there. So Ronaldo's like there, and he's got, 37 in 48 overall, 27 in 32 in the Premier League. Now, he got the Golden Boot at 23. So he's got the Golden Boot at 27, almost certainly. There's only one man who could potentially take the Golden Boot away from him, and it's Jermaine. Oh my God, he has! Oh my God, he's got 28! 28 in 36. Jermaine Winkler under Mikel Arteta's tenure. Right, who's won the Premier League? Spurs have won the Premier League by 6 points. But Jermaine got top goal scorer. They finished 4th. 11 points off the pace. But Tottenham have won the league. Marcelino's still in charge. And you've got Newcastle here with Mikel Arteta still in charge. Well, I'm very, very impressed at these pair. And there you go. There is the polygons. And Jermaine's much better aerially. Ronaldo's better in almost every other aspect, as we've seen all the way through this experiment. But he's starting to close. The gap's starting to close as they're closing on 200, I guess. And yeah, so Tottenham have won the league. And we're going to go to 2033 now. It's going to be a 3-year jump because Ronaldo, in my opinion, has got there. He got to 199. When you get to 199, you can actually get stuck at 199 because sometimes one attribute point in the right area could tip you over 200. So therefore, it just doesn't improve. And he probably will hit 200 at some point. There'll be a bit of attribute displacement that will sort him out. But in my opinion, he's got there first. Jermaine will be there by the time we come back. We're going to go 3 more years. Because that's when we're going to check in on Ballon d'Ors. However, yeah, so we're going to go 3 more years. Let's go 3 years now. Okay, so we're back. And as you can see, they're both here at 199. So as I was mentioning before, 199-ish is fine. They're both in international duty again with the Netherlands. So let's have a look at the 2 players. Firstly, Jermaine is wanted by Man City, but neither of them have moved. They have both played for their clubs. Now, Jermaine can now play as an attacking midfield right. Has he played there a lot more? The sad thing is he might have done. So Ronaldo's got 25 in the most recent season, 25 in 34. If we look at his career stats, well, he's got 27, 25, 27, 25 in the last 4 seasons. That is Ballon d'Or worthy. However, Jermaine, I think he's playing on the right a bit. He's got 12 in 29. Let's have a quick look. 27 in 45 overall, Yeah, 28 was his best season, then 2023, and then 12. Oh, he has been playing up front, 27 and 46. Internationally, he's been playing on the right. Of course, he's got to play somewhere because they've got to get him in the squad. They've got to get him in the squad. 35 in 58 for the Netherlands. Ronaldo, 34 in 66. So Jermaine's actually doing better internationally. Now, they did win the Euros in 2028. So both of our players would have been there in 2028 representing Holland, and they've won the Euros. They haven't won a World Cup yet because it's not there, but that might come. Lost in the second round to Tunisia. Premier League table then. So since Spurs won it, we were last here, they haven't won it again. It's been Liverpool, City and Arsenal. Well, let's have a quick look over. So last time we were here. So yeah, we saw that. And then now Liverpool, so Tottenham in third, Newcastle down in seventh. Tottenham then in second, Newcastle in fourth. And most recently, Tottenham in third, Newcastle in seventh again. So Dean Rastrick is in charge. He's been here for 49 days. Xabi Alonso's been here. Mikel Arteta got sacked. Xabi Alonso left. He's now the manager of Real Madrid. Tottenham have got, 2 years ago. Now, he's only won the Carabao Cup and the FA Cup and the Community Shield. But Vincent Kompany, I've referenced this many times in these experiments. Vincent Kompany is a managerial cheat code. If you get Vincent Kompany as a manager, you're almost destined to win the league. And he has got one of the best strikers in world football with Ronaldo like this. So he's been scoring a lot of goals. If anyone's won the Ballon d'Or, it's going to be Ronaldo. So we saw Kylian Mbappe, and then the fifth season that we were looking at, Kylian Mbappe won it again. And the following season after that, it was Kylian Mbappe again with Lautaro Martinez in second and Vinicius Jr. in third. Then Kylian Mbappe with Ronaldo in second place in the 29-30 season. So he's infiltrating that upper echelon of world football. And he's only gone and done it. Ronaldo Slagveer has won this experiment, or should I say, he has taken the lead in the race to win the Ballon d'Or. Yes, he's won. But who will have the better career is the overarching story of this experiment. So Ronaldo is 1-0 up in terms of Ballon d'Ors. Make that 2 in 31-32, he's won it. And that is the most recent one. So he's won 2 Ballon d'Ors in a row. Scoring 42 in 50. Tottenham Hotspur doing excellent stuff. Excellent stuff. They've won a Conference League back here in 28-29. They've not won a Europa League, and nobody's won a Champions League. Real Madrid were quite dominant, weren't they, for quite a while. Anyway, so we are here in 2033, and Ronaldo Slagveer is 2-0 up in terms of Ballon d'Ors, and he's scored a lot more goals. Well, they're both there, but they're nearly their potential. So they're 25 years old. We're going to go to their 30. They'll be 30 by the time we come back. We're going to go to 2038. Let's jump 5 years now and see how the next 5 years fare. Okay, so they are both still here at their respective clubs. Now, Ronaldo's attributes have tweaked themselves round, and he's now 200 out of 200, still at Spurs. Now, let's have a look at Jermaine first. He's at £350,000 a week at Newcastle, and looking over his career, he has, just scored 25 goals in the last 5 years. I mean, his worst season was 18. That 12 in 29 was abysmal. You've let me down there. Am I saying Jermaine right? It could be Jamian. Like Damien, but with a J. Anyway, well, I've been saying it either wrong or right for the entire video. We'll stick with it. Jermaine, Mr. Winkler. 25 in the most recent season, 7.54. Now, that could be the season. That could be the season that really helps tip him over the edge. So, Ronaldo. Oh, it could be. It could be. He's had a couple of shockers here, hasn't he? 19 in 29. No assists, you greedy bastard. 17 in 27 the season before that. If we go back 4 years ago, though, in the 34-35 season, not only did he score 30 Premier League goals in 34 games, one of those was a sub as well, he assisted 14. That's 44 goal contributions and 9 player of the matches. Pep Guardiola. In terms of the Premier League then, well, in the last 5 years, they've won it 5 times in a row. Spurs have won 5 Premier Leagues in a row. Newcastle are 5th currently. And where's Newcastle finished? Newcastle was 2nd last season. They were 8th the season before that, with 10 teams getting European football. They were 2nd the season before that, and the first season after we left last time, they were 4th. So Newcastle's manager is Roberto De Zerbi. He has come in. I mean, they've not really managed to keep many managers for long. Dean Rastrick was here for 78 days. He must have been he was a caretaker, yeah. Dejan Stankovic was here for just over nearly 3 years. Unai Emery for nearly, a year and a half. And De Zerbi has been here for 46 days. Okay. And they did win a Europa League in the 33-34 season. So a European trophy for Newcastle. Spurs, however, have only been in the Champions League in these last 5 years. So they could have only won the Champions League. Well, let's have a look. Is Vincent Kompany still there? He's not. It's Pep. Pep's in charge. Okay, so what happened with Vincent Kompany? So 5 years and 296 days in the job. He left to go and become the manager of Barcelona. The music vibrates me. He's the manager of the year as well at Barcelona. Of course he is. Pep's now been here for nearly 2 years and done great work, hasn't he? He was at Napoli before that. No Champions Leagues, though. No Champions Leagues for Tottenham, which is madness, isn't it? You would have thought they might have nicked the Champions League considering they were so dominant in the Premier League. AC Milan have won a couple of Champions Leagues here. Marco Rose in charge, £113 million in debt. But there's no real anomalies winning the Champions League here. All the big teams, all the teams you expect to do really well. I mean, I know Arsenal have never won it, but Arsenal get amazing on Football Manager. We all know this because they're a great young squad with some of the best players on the game. Anyway, with 5 years on, it was 2-0 on Ballon d'Ors. How will we be getting on? I think Ronaldo's going to pull clearer, but I think this most recent season is Jermaine's best opportunity to have won it from him. So here we go then. So this is where we were last here, 31-32. And the following season, oh my God, it was a top two. Ronaldo makes it 3-0, but Jermaine was just one place further back in second. Phil Foden making up the top three. Jude Bellingham wins a Ballon d'Or. Ronaldo in second place. Ronaldo then wins it the following season, so that's now 4-0. He wins it again 5-0, Jermaine in third. Jermaine in second this most recent, in 36-37. James Lawless won it. Nowhere to be seen is Mr. Slagveer. And that's most recent. That's 5-0 on Ballon d'Ors. It's been very one-sided, hasn't it? And you can't even say Jermaine's had a bad career. I mean, internationally, how's he doing? 70 and 108. Okay. And what's Ronaldo saying? Ronaldo's only scored 60 and 120. So internationally, he's actually considerably worse. From a comparison point of view, their polygons have sort of evened themselves out. Jermaine's much better physically and aerially, but every other area is inferior. But the attributes are very level, actually. There's far less for Ronaldo as there was early doors, which I suppose you'd expect if they're both 200 out of 200. In terms of the Netherlands then, how have they done internationally? They've still not won a World Cup. They've only won the Euros. Yeah, we saw... So here we were last here in 33. So in the second round of the 34 World Cup, they lost to Ukraine on penalties. Then the 36 Euros, they lost to Scotland in the second round on penalties. God, the dreaded penalties. And then 38, we're about to enter the World Cup. Guinea, Chile and China. They should get through that. Can they win the World Cup here? Well, we are going to be jumping another 5 years now. It's going to be... No, we're not. We're going to jump to the end of the experiment. Let's go through to 2040. We'll go to 45 and see if anyone's still there. Right, they've both gone in 2045. Right, Jermaine is retiring in 2044. He's still at Newcastle. So we're checking on Jermaine here. He got 176 caps and 97 goals in his entire career. And yeah, as I say, he stayed at Newcastle. Now, 30 appearances, only scored 3 goals in this most recent season. Obviously been playing on the right, or maybe as a cam, or even as a defensive midfielder and stuff like that. He's just been moved around the positions a bit. So we're back in 43, so 5 years further on, and Ronaldo's gone. And there we go, he's right. He's at Al Ahly, he's at 185. So he's actually decreased a lot less, but he retires during this next season. So he left Tottenham for free, and he went for a season in Saudi Arabia where he earned £1.5 million a week. So he was at Tottenham up to 2041-42. So if we look at the Premier League, well, actually, they stopped winning the league. He wasn't scoring that many goals either, in the teens. Still played as a striker. Bit of an underwhelming end to his career. 95 goals and 161 caps as well. Let's go back forward to the very end. As I say, Ronaldo's long gone. Jamal is retiring. So in terms of the Premier League, he did not win another Premier League trophy. The top goal scorer hadn't been won by anyone since 37-38 when it was Jamal Winkler on 25. Ronaldo didn't win it after the 35-36 season. Andrew Bishop won the Golden Boot there. Okay, so the Golden Ball. Let's have a look at the Golden Ball first. And we were last here when Jamal Winkler was second. Can he improve on that? No, he was second again to Wilson Amarante. And I feel like they've both fallen off. Yeah, they both fell off. That was it. 5-0. 5-0 to Ronaldo. 5-0 to Ronaldo Slagveer. And the Netherlands, well, they did get another Euros in 2040, but they did not win the World Cup. Can you believe that? The European Football Championship. So the player of the tournament, the Golden Boot actually, was shared between Jermaine and Ronaldo. both getting 5 in 7. You'll love to see it. But no World Cup for Netherlands, 5 Ballon d'Ors for Ronaldo, none for Jayhuahua. And, well, Tottenham won in 38-39. They did win a Champions League against Real Madrid. There you go. So Ronaldo did get a Champions League and he scored twice in a 2-0 win against Real Madrid. So the only Champions League between the pair of them was for Ronaldo and Spurs. He got 5 Ballon d'Ors. He scored both goals in the Champions League final and he helped Netherlands to win 3 Euros, along with Jayhuahua as well. But I think Ronaldo very clearly had the best career. I hope you all agree. I've had an absolute blast making this one. I thought this was a lot of fun. Let me know if you've got other positions you want me to do this with, if you want me to try and do this with real players or whatever. Any other suggestions for other experiments as well that you might have, let me know in the comments down below. Drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new around here, and most importantly though, take good care of yourselves, gang, and I'll see you soon.